Here on this Monday at noon, I'm Brooke Hash. Large crowds across the country gathered to protest the Trump administration over the weekend and to counter-program the military parade held in Washington, D.C., which marked the U.S. Army's 250th birthday. Thousands gathered just outside Metro Hall in Louisville for a No Kings rally over the weekend. They held signs high while chanting against those mass deportations and the Trump administration's recent deployment of the U.S. National Guard and Marines to California. LMPD said about 4,000 people showed up to this, and the protests remained peaceful. A school teacher in attendance said she felt she had to come in order to be on the right side of history.
I'm a teacher, and I'm here to stand with kids and my students that are immigrants and that overall are not being respected by our current president.
Louisville Congressman Morgan McGarvey was also among the thousands of protesters there in Louisville. He said he was not surprised at the amount of people who showed up. Crowds also gathered on the steps outside the courthouse plaza in New Albany. One woman told us this was her first protest in 70 years and that she and her husband wanted to be there for their grandkids. Sharing frustrations about the Trump administration, one demonstrator told us that she believes the GOP has become hypocritical.
Whenever you have a sitting president who openly mocks courts anytime they rule against him, who his cabinet members foment actual sedition among the people, and then you have him sending in troops to California against the wishes of the governor, against the wishes of the mayor. How can we be a conservative party who rejects the basic tenets of conservatism?
Despite the rain, thousands also showed up to the Indiana State House in Indianapolis, too. Well, meanwhile, President Donald Trump celebrated the fighting spirit and unyielding force of the American military in remarks following that parade in D.C. Saturday. It saw a grand showing of the military's power throughout the National Mall. In all, 84 military vehicles, 6,700 marching soldiers, and other military presentations took part in that celebration, which also happened to fall on Trump's 79th birthday. The Army said the cost of the parade was anywhere between $25 and $45 million. About 6 in 10 Americans polled said it was not a good use of government money. We saw the rain over the weekend, and we're going to see it again in the next few days, Matt.
That's right. Yeah, we're starting to transition into a bit of a rainy pattern as we head into this afternoon and into our day tomorrow, along with Wednesday. A bit of a rainy first half of our week ahead for us. You'll notice clouds building in our skies across Louisville. Right now, temperatures very muggy and warm out there. 84 degrees with humidity at 61%. Those dew points in the upper 60s. Really feeling a bit muggy and just uncomfortable outdoors with these temperatures staying in the lower to mid 80s. 83 near Linden, 82 near Fern Creek, 81 Shepherdsville. Over in southern Indiana, we've got temperatures ranging into the mid to upper 70s. Farther to our south near Hodgenville, we're at 80 degrees, 81 near Shepherdsville. Clouds continuing to build across Kentuckiana. You'll notice that we are still tracking a few of these weak showers starting to make their way into southern Indiana. Also, some of these clouds starting to grow and cluster together more closer towards Hardinsburg and Ledgefield. This is going to be the area that we start seeing some thunderstorms develop as we head into the later parts of the afternoon time. So I would say keep the umbrella on standby. Clusters of showers and storms likely developing closer towards 4 p.m. as the heat of the day starts to fire up some of this activity. Expecting those showers and storms to make their way through most of our southern counties as we head into the later parts of the evening time. Between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. you can expect clusters of showers and storms. This is just the beginning of a bit of a rainy trend that we're expecting to last as we head into the next upcoming days, and we do have a slight risk for some severe thunderstorms to develop as we head into Wednesday, primarily focusing across southern Indiana and here in the Louisville metro closer towards Brandenburg and Hardinsburg. So we do have a weather impact alert day on Wednesday. The afternoon and evening time will include some of these heavy rain showers that could also bring in some strong winds. You want to make sure that you have ways of receiving severe weather alerts. Best way to do that is by downloading the free WHAS11 app. We'll have all the details about this stormy pattern coming up here in just a few short minutes. Brooke?
Matt, thank you. Happening right now, the Louisville law enforcement community is saying a final farewell to an LMPD detective who died following a battle with cancer last week. Detective Michelle Rush was just 35. She spent a decade at the department as a child abuse investigator and was commended on multiple occasions. Her two sergeants even saying that she was the best detective they've had. During her own diagnosis, Detective Rush helped care for a young victim of an abuse case, an 8-year-old girl, emaciated so much she just weighed 22 pounds. Rush's colleagues said that case best surmises her outstanding work ethic.
I had the opportunity to visit Michelle in the hospital a few days before she passed, and she had some family there at this particular time, both Blood and LMPD. And I asked Michelle, what would you like us to pray for? She was so tired and weak at this point from battling this illness and her medication. She could only muster a few words at this time, but it was clear what she said. She said, peace. Pray for my peace. And she gave her time and attention to helping children escape chaos and destruction and become whole. So the very thing that Michelle wanted prayer for in her last days was actually one of her greatest gifts she gave to others, peace.
Rush leaves behind a husband who is also a detective on the force and 3 children. LMPD is currently raising funds to help her family with funeral expenses. Right now, Metro Police need your help identifying a man connected to a shooting they say happened over a box of fried chicken. Take a look. The person they're looking for was wearing a white T-shirt at the time, camo shorts, and a hat on Saturday morning. That's when LMPD responded to the shooting near 22nd and West Market Street. Video shared by police shows 2 men behind a business reportedly getting into an argument over that box of chicken before that shooting. Police said the suspect is still believed to be armed and should be considered dangerous. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Police also investigating after a juvenile was shot in the Algonquin neighborhood this weekend. It happened just after 8:30 Saturday night on Bulger Court near 37th Street. Officers found a boy with a gunshot wound who was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information about either shooting is asked to call that anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD.